My name is Blanton Hamilton. I'm going to welcome all of you here tonight for just a special evening to really lift up and enjoy and tell stories about two of our favorite people, Fort Hamilton and Taylor Delbridge. So yesterday, I've got to tell this story. I'm sorry, this is off script. But yesterday, Andrew, Taylor's dad, and Jim and Mark, Taylor's friend and uncle, respectively, and I were talking. We were comparing Australian holidays and American holidays. Obviously, July 4th is not a holiday in Australia, but they celebrated it well yesterday. And so we started talking about, okay, well, what do you celebrate? This, that, and the other. And I believe it was Mark said, but one holiday that comes up for us now, or not holiday, but one memorial that we take very seriously is September 11th. And I said, why? I mean, why would that be so meaningful to Australia? And obviously it's a meaningful date in America for what happened on September 11th. But they took me back, and I didn't know this, and I really enjoyed talking to three of these guys about the fact that Australia has been, during World War II, was so appreciative of what America did for them in protecting them at a time when Britain did not. And I had no idea about that. And I don't know if many Americans my age or younger do that. And so it was I got a little bit teary, to be honest with you, because it was so meaningful that there's this relationship between our two countries, and notwithstanding some recent news about leaders and stuff like that. But I guess that aside, there's a very strong relationship between Australia and America. And isn't it wonderful that we're celebrating a strong relationship between an Australian in Taylor and an American in Moore? So this is a special time. We're going to hear a lot about Taylor and Moore over the next hour or so. But they didn't get where they were on their own, okay? They had a lot of help. And so when I call your name, it's like, when you're at some event, please remain standing and hold your applause until the end. I would like the people who had a great deal to do with their upbringing to stand up, and let's recognize them. First of all, Shelley and Andrew Delbridge, please stand up. One of the greatest parties I've ever been to in my life yesterday. And if you didn't get to the party, let's give another remain standing. They have created three of the most wonderful people that I've ever met in my life. Taylor, we'll be hearing more about her singing, is the elder. And then Harrison, stand up. Harrison, for those who don't know, is a football star over in Melbourne, and he's going to be somebody one of these days that's soccer for you idiots who don't understand that. And then Quinn, where's Quinn? There's Quinn. Quinn is a star musician and songwriter, and so these four right here from the Delbridge family have had a great deal to do with Taylor. Now y'all keep standing. Okay, because we're going to do my family. Unfortunately, Susan's parents, Wake and Mary Jane, could not be here, but we hold them up now. Wake and Mary Jane Myers, who had a big part to do with that. I remember those days. I don't want to change with you. But my mother is Edith, a.k.a. E.E. Hamilton. And I have to recognize before we go on, the Lovetts, my sister Janelle and Rick Lovett are celebrating today their 32nd wedding anniversary. All right, and then we've got we got more siblings. We have Wade Hamilton, Atlanta real estate guru. Hamilton, Bank of America executive extraordinaire. And we have Brian Hamilton. Happens to be in Pennsylvania in the next year. And then, last but certainly not least, I want to thank Susan, who has done, who's Moore's mother, who is, notwithstanding all my faults, has been a great wife, mother, and friend, and has done all the heavy lifting for tonight. I've had no. All right, there's two other people I got to announce, and I'm going to sit down. Where is Tim Saunders? Tim Saunders is here somewhere. Tim Saunders ran 9 miles a day, by the way. 9. And he takes care of our eyes. He's our ophthalmologist. And his wife takes care of our souls. And that's Lisa Saunders, who's also officiating the ceremony tomorrow. So I would like for us to hold hands, please. I don't care who you're next to. Hold hands. And Lisa is going to administer the blessing.
All right. Well, if you're not an Episcopalian, you're going to learn a little Episcopalianism. I'm going to say the Lord be with you, and you're going to say, and also with you. Okay? The Lord be with you.
And also with you.
Let us pray. Gracious God, we gather together for a meal, but actually this is a banquet of love and support and affection and friendship and family. We ask you to spread your canopy of joy over this whole weekend. Bless our food, bless our time together, and especially bless Taylor and Moore, who soon will begin building a life together in which they can find life's deepest joy and meaning. I ask this all in your most holy name. Amen. Amen.
Everybody enjoy their dinner. Our toast will begin shortly. Thank you.
say, welcome everyone. How about this place? Okay, so don't pay any attention to this. Look at it, okay? Just don't pay any attention to it. Okay? Ignore it. Ignore it. So, so when Moore and Taylor made the decision to get married in California, I know ignore it. decision to get married in California, we were all like, oh, what? Where's that? You know, we had no idea. And so, I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. But anyway, so we said, well, okay, I'm not sure what to do. So I immediately called Shelly, and Shelly was so gracious. And Shelly and I met each other one time, and I said, Shelly, hi. I'm thinking about coming to California next week because I really don't know what to do, and I need to make some plans. And I said, and I need to plan a rehearsal dinner. And what did you say, Shelly? Shelly said, what is a rehearsal dinner? And I said, oh gosh. So I said, well, tell them what a rehearsal dinner is. And so then I flew out and had a great visit with them for 4 days. And 4 days I stayed with them. And y'all were so kind and gracious. And Shelly got up every day, drove around. We're looking at all kinds of venues and hotels. And anyway, I was looking for my rehearsal dinner venue, and we looked at places that were too, slimy and grimy and pricey and snobby, and I don't know. We looked everywhere, and finally, it was time for me to fly home on my red eye, and I said, I found my rehearsal dinner place. And Shelly said, and we were like, oh, we'll go back out. Anyway, randomly met someone who said you should try out my look. Shelly knows all this. And so then we met Laura. Where's Laura? Back here. Come on up. Laura has held my hand for, was that my toe? Yeah. And I would call and I go, it's Thursday night. It's not Friday night. It's Thursday. You've got that on your calendar, right? You did a great job. So, another thing is, I'd like to thank Harrison for, anyway, I was going to say, we've had a hold that. We've had our rehearsal, and now we're having our dinner, so y'all understand, rehearsal dinner, got it now? Harrison did my, rehearsal dinner invites, and how beautiful was that? And the wedding. Just beautiful. And so I'll never forget when Laura, can y'all hear me? You can't hear me. Oh, okay. Thank you, Leva. I mean, Tony. I got it. Anyway, so I asked, Moore came out to visit out here, and I said, how are they, the Delbridges? And he said, Mom, well, they are great cooks. They surf. They sing. They all play instruments. And they can drive stick shifts. And somebody is a professional soccer player. And then someone is a singer-songwriter. And I was like, okay. I said, well, we have good hair. I don't know what else. So I guess you've all noticed you're at a table with a dog or an eagle or a marsupial or a unicorn. So everyone knows you only find unicorns in California. We saw some in Big Sur, didn't we? We saw unicorns. And everyone knows that unicorns are. Oh, we are going to have some kind of a trivia test for table later. Okay, we're going to have some kind of contest, so this is just right. But everybody knows that unicorns are highly desirable but hard to find or obtain, right? So I started thinking about that, and thought, well, there's an animal from Charlotte that's highly desirable but hard to obtain. So bear with me. I brought it. And I had to Google, I had to trap it and bait. I had to catch, set a snare. I had to get night vision goggles for weeks. I was like, how do I catch this thing? Because I really want to share it. Because it is, you're going to, just wait a minute. Everybody, take a drink, okay? But, okay, ready? Soft monkey. Soft monkey. More love, soft monkey. Did you take him to Georgia?
Yeah, he did.
Stop monkey to Georgia. Stop monkey. When Eloise was mean to Moore.
He'll be done.
Moore had to go to the hospital, Stop monkey. And when, I mean, you tell me more. Sock monkey was your pillow. I mean, everything was Sock monkey. And Sock monkey, look, was well loved. And my mother stitched Sock monkey up a lot. And she was so, you know, and then everybody would hide Sock monkey and the woman, you know, really, really. He's almost extinct. It's an extinct breed. So the fact that he's still, I mean, I didn't want to injure him when I caught him. But Sock monkey, amazingly, when I caught Sock monkey, amazingly, he had a mate. During all the time. Who knew? And the truth you know, my mother was so worried about Sock monkey that she made another one. She's not looking very good. And I'm not fun with shit. But anyway, Sock monkey. But I'm not going to talk about, I'm going to sit down a minute, but I'm not going to talk about, but I am going to say that when I think about Moore and Taylor and the love they share, I'm not going to compare it to their son, but when you know your son is heart is tender, is kind, is considerate, it's not boastful, it's not quick to judge, it's always selfless, it's putting others first, it's a great big brother, a great son, and there's no doubt in my mind he will be a great husband. And Taylor, for you, I can say the exact same words. Exact. Tender heart, kind, considerate, not boastful, not quick to judge, always selfless, putting others first, a great big sister, a great daughter, and always equipped with the most beautiful smile. I have no doubt you will be a wonderful wife. Cheers!
Yeah.
Susan gave. As my father mentioned at the start, my mother's parents couldn't make it here, but they did leave us with a note that I would like to read to everyone. Moore and Taylor, Granddaddy and Grandmother are so saddened that they are not with you at your most special wedding celebration. Only illness keeps us away from physically being with you, but just know our thoughts, prayers, and the love in our hearts are there with you both right now. Please raise a glass for us, if you all would. To Moore and Taylor, to their love, and for a long and healthy marriage. So, being the youngest child, I just like to make a few remarks about my favorite brother, Moore. So, So, there's a saying that I think really describes more in a nutshell, and I really think that it's even more evident because he went to the University of Georgia. And this is how the saying goes. It's not about the size of the dog in the fight, but about the size of the fight and the dog. Now, for those of you all who have known us for a while, and have seen us and taking photos or us just standing there doing nothing, you might have noticed that Moore is the smallest guy in the family. Now, despite this, Moore is tenacious. Now, I was really going to make this, really harp on this in my speech, but my mom kind of downplayed and made Moore like a huge softie with all of his sock monkey. But anyways, Moore is tenacious, and he never backs down from a challenge. And that's one of the qualities that I think is very endearing and that I really admire about Moore. Now, one of the things that I noticed when Moore first started dating Taylor was that he was a little bit calmer. Not necessarily, he was still the tenacious Moore that we all love and know, but it was a little more controlled. So, to you, Taylor, on behalf of the Hamilton family, the entire Hamilton family, I would like to personally thank you. I honestly have no idea how you did it. Now, I'm going to keep this short. Before someone comes and kicks me off the mic, I'd just like to say that the best partnerships are partnerships where the partners are strengthened by each other, where they improve each other. And I think you guys are an example of that. Now, Taylor, obviously, as I've mentioned, you have helped Moore be a little bit less aggressive. Now, I tried to think of many reasons how Moore had really improved Taylor, and I came up short. I'm sorry. But anyways, Moore and Taylor, I wish you both lots of laughter and lots of love all the rest of your days. Congratulations.
Alright, Blaine crushed it and crushed me, so thanks. If you don't remind me, I'm Blake, Moore's other younger brother, not the favorite. But I naturally wrote a poem, so here it goes. Hello family and friends, you've made this weekend such a wonder. We have travelers from North Carolina, New York, and all the way from down under. I want to give a huge thanks to Sharon and Andrew. All these people here tonight will not be here without you. Congrats to the couple of the hour, Taylor and Moore. Cheers to a life full of adventure, laughs, love, and much, much more. But do know, there will be trials, tribulations, and even language confusion. These always have a way with their words. That is my conclusion. They use words like pokies, bogans, blokes, and surfies. Bushwhackers, shithouse, and groundies. Truly beautiful language. However, it'll keep you in check. Just remember, grannies are everywhere, and bogan means redneck. I'll be banging it out tonight, I see. But don't get it twisted. These two are a perfect match. As they say, opposites really do attract. Black hair, brown eyes, and a bulldog SAE bro. Proposed to blonde hair, blue eyes, and a tall Kyle. These two are much more common than you may suppose. To start, they are the oldest siblings to their wonderful, charming, amazing younger brothers. Don't forget, Moore's got a twin sister too. Aaron and Taylor are the only daughters in their families, and all the brothers adore both of you. out butt first and what some would say was a bumpy ride. Taylor was born in Australia and ended up in the States, and soon became BFFs with Mary Bennett, Hannah, Rodney, and many other classmates. Mary and Taylor grew up with only 150 miles separating one another. However, it may have been a good thing you guys didn't know each other. Taylor was a brilliant high school sweetheart and as popular as they get. Mine was a high school lacrosse set, but those girls didn't really give a shit. As frustrating as it sounds, this was a match made in heaven. Actually, never mind. This was a match made in East Hampton. In the summer of 2013, they met in a cozy timeshare house split between 50. There were several guys chasing after Taylor that summer, but no one was shifty. The first date was set for July 2nd, a beautiful summer day. They went to Lead Belly in Latin, but Taylor didn't know it was Moore's birthday. The first day was going well. To Taylor, it was a total breeze, until she saw the happy birthday Instagram of Moore's twin Eloise. But Taylor's mistake didn't hold this couple back. 1 month later, they were back in the sack, on track. Taylor's name was all more so to say. Next thing you know, she was his fiancée. The wedding was planned for the hills of Alabama. Everyone here has traveled to celebrate this special occasion with you. Taylor, I couldn't have asked for a better addition to our family. And Moore, you got yourself a good one. Thank goodness you got down on one knee. So cheers, Taylor and Moore. I can't wait to celebrate tomorrow on the dance floor.
I'm Mary Brent, aka MB, and I'm one of Taylor's best friends. So, hold on, I have to read this. So, this might sound incredibly creepy, but I actually remember the first time that I met Taylor. It was in 6th grade after a Martin Middle School dance, and I remember thinking, this is the coolest girl that I have ever met. She had on an Abercrombie t-shirt that said Surfer Girl. She had on 7 jeans. I didn't even know what they were at the time. She had clear braces. I was like, this girl's everything. And she had an Australian accent on top of all of that. And I'm not sure what she saw in me, but we just clicked, and she's been my best friend for the last 17 years. In fact, we've been through pretty much everything together, from middle school, high school, going to UNC together, and living in New York for the last 6 years. It's really hard to pick my favorite memory with Taylor, or favorite memories, but I thought I'd give everyone a glimpse into each chapter of our lives so far. So I already kind of touched on this, but middle school, we hit it off immediately. We realized how much we had in common. We loved clothes, school supplies, boys, but most of all dance. On any Friday or Saturday night, we were always in the Delbridge's music room, which was basically like Andrew's music room, and we would all kind of be standing there. But Taylor and I were always choreographing dances. Most notably, Toxic by Britney Spears, definitely the best one. And we also, at that time, realized that we had really lofty ambitions for what we wanted to do in high school. We wrote this list one day of everything we wanted to accomplish while we were in high school. It's mostly like very cheesy 14-year-old girl things like make new friends and get involved and like really lame stuff. But there are also some more specific ones, like join the Groton golf team, which neither one of us had ever picked up a golf club. Like, why did we think that that was going to happen? So we went for cross country instead, and we were also terrible at that. Like, the last meet of our senior year, we crossed the finish line arm in arm after walking the entire meet just to say how much we did not care about it. So we went on to UNC together, and college was actually the first time that we lived together, and we realized that we have some differences. So Taylor, being the foodie that she is, she was always eating very healthy food, and I was having fast food at least once a day. Those of you that lived with us are laughing because you know it's true. And I think any given day we would be sitting around our kitchen table, Taylor with her whole food sushi, and me just with my Moe's burrito, going to town, loving it. And Taylor didn't hide how annoyed she was about my eating habits. I would look over and she would be looking at me with a look of just pure disgust. Mid-bite, she would be like, I hate everything that you were doing. I also was really messy, and she would walk past my room all the time, and I would just hear, ew, and yeah. But needless to say, we got over that, and Carolina was awesome, but then we decided to go up to New York after graduating. I don't think either of us realized how rewarding and challenging that experience would be. Of our really tight-knit college crew, it was really just Taylor, Mary Rachel, and me that moved up, and we always say that this is kind of where we grew up together, the three of us. And New York also holds a very special place in our hearts because it's where Taylor and Moore met, as Wake touched on. Our Hamptons house is really where everything got going, so we shared a house with 34 of our closest friends, which was the best and also probably worst experience of our lives. And Moore finally asked Taylor out on their first date on Tuesday, July 2nd, which everyone thought was completely normal. I get a frantic text from Taylor that day at 2 o'clock being like, today is Moore's birthday. And I was like, okay. Taylor, being so sweet, was like, wait, so it's your birthday, do you definitely want to go on this date? And Moore responds, cool as a cucumber. Yeah, can't wait. Would love to go on this date with you. So excited. The rest is pretty much history. So it's pretty apparent to everyone that they really are a perfect match. They both share a love for adventure and exploring. They're both fiercely loyal and put their friends and family before themselves. Sometimes I feel like people struggle with sharing their best friend with another person, and I've never really felt that way with Moore because, which is actually pretty shocking because I'm a very jealous person, but I've always loved Moore. He's a really kind, he has a very kind nature about him. He's a laid back, chill dude, unless you're running late, and then he is pissed off as can be. But I also love him because he celebrates my favorite things about Taylor. Taylor has so much enthusiasm for everything. She gets so excited to show you a new restaurant or a new song she's heard that she's so excited she thinks you're gonna love it so much. She is somehow always happy, always, and it's contagious. If you're with Taylor, you're gonna have a great time. And I have to read now because I will cry as a heads up. I love that she is so accepting of others despite the ways in which they might be different from her. And I think she can attribute that to her amazing parent. Sorry. Here we go. Who have always taught us both to appreciate the differences in others. Taylor is one of this. Sorry, God. Taylor is one of those friends who pushes me to be an even better person every day. And I'm not sure if she even realizes this, but being around her makes me want to be a kinder, better, more thoughtful person. She's all this things to me. Because she's all those things to me and more. She's taught me a lot about myself and the importance of friendship over the last 17 years. And I consider myself very grateful that we've been together every step of the way. Oh God, don't take pictures of me. And I'm so excited to have more along for every step of the way too. I can't wait for all the memories that we'll share together in the future. So if everyone could please raise your glass. Cheers to Moore and Taylor. Thanks for bringing this incredible crew together in Cali. We love you so much.
And I've been lucky enough for the past 10 years to call Taylor a best friend, the past 7 years to call her a roommate, and I've upgraded a lot in the last 4 years, and now I'm a permanent third wheel. So much so that Maura started calling us his girls. Obviously one of us is a little more important than the other, but I'm fine with that. But spending so much time with the two of them, I obviously have gotten to know them really well as individuals, but also as a couple. I think everyone in here knows that Taylor is one of the easiest people to love. Good. And B, really comes but she radiates this positivity that I haven't ever experienced with anyone else, and honestly puts all the people she loves before her all of the time. She's the most supportive friend, whether that's just like letting me vent over a glass of wine after work, or coming to freeze her ass off when I'm running a half marathon when no one else can. And Shelly, obviously. Thank you. But she's the best friend, and so these past 10 years I've kind of been like, I have no idea who she's going to end up with, because no one can live up to how great she is. And now the more's in the picture, it honestly makes so much sense. The thing I love about Moore is that he's one of the most passionate people I know. I feel like he finds these things that he loves and that make him happy, and then he does them 100%, commits all the way. Whether that's rock climbing, sideburns, which we all or obviously in this situation, his relationship with Taylor. I feel like he never half-asses anything, and that's amazing. So these two amazing people have come together to be a more amazing couple. And as a couple, my favorite thing about them is that they live life like it's an adventure. And they are always trying new things and always supporting each other and trying out new interests and exploring the options that are out there. So thank you both for letting me be a part of your adventure. And I'm going to keep crashing your dates for as long as you have me. Oh, I meant to say love you.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. How about that? Is that better? Okay. Good evening, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. But I think I need to do a little bit of an explanation because I found out earlier from our host that the Australians don't do the whole rehearse for dinner thing, and so they might not understand the crucial and vital role that the Godfather plays. And so, my name is Tucker York. I am one of Moore's godfathers, and there's like a half a dozen of us floating around with different things. Cooper's over here, but our job at these things, in spite of the fact that the Hamiltons and the Meyers represent themselves so well that this probably doesn't need to happen, but basically our job is to legitimize this family. Just to give a little bit of background, and then of course talk specifically not just to the Delbridges but to Taylor about like what a great guy she's getting. So that's all you're going to hear from me. You've heard a lot of it already. Some of this stuff I can move through. By the way, my connection to being the Godfather is I went to UNC, University of National Champions. To the Hill fans out there, I know we had the dog thing going too. I know that's important, sort of. But the Hill thing, we have to explain it to the Australians, so I just want to, there's a lot of Tar Heels, but there are different Tar Heels that went at different times and did different things. Now, Blanton is very